Good morning, cadets. Today we will be taking up the chapter textbook that is 100 Dresses. So, yesterday we were talking about how these girls enjoyed bullying Vanda, about how many dresses she has, and Vanda also helped them by saying that 100 dresses. So, then they would ask her velvet too. Then she would say she had velvet dresses also. They would allow her to go.
ऐसे करते हैं
She
बाल
must have not reached far, and they would, what do you call, laugh at her. That is how
छोड़ो
they were making the game of her. 100 dresses, obviously, the only one dress Vanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So, why did she say she had 100 dresses? What a story! How many shoes did you say you had? So they would continue to bully her and they would ask her how many shoes she has, and she would confidently reply 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this. All alike? Oh no, every pair is different, all colors, all lined up. So when they were having fun, she did not give up, and she also continued in the same spirit. She says that she has 60 pair of shoe. Every pair is different and every color is different, and they are beautifully arranged. Peggy, who had thought of this game. So this game was the brainchild of Peggy. She had created it, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, was always the last to leave. Maddie was forcibly taking a part in that. She did not want to participate, but she knew that Peggy is a rich girl, so she cannot afford to unfriend her. Finally, Panda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had. Up, I was asking you, what are the effects of bullying on an individual? See, Vanda has answered the question very confidently, but when she is alone, just look at her body language. Her eyes are dull, her mouth closed. She is hitching her left shoulder every now and then. So these are her, something is going on her mind. She is stressed and in tension, finishing the walk to the school alone. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies. This is what we have to say. Every individual has a good side and a bad side. So it is we who have to balance the good side. We have to increase our good side and try to control the bad side of our personality. So, talking about Peggy, she was not cruel. She used to protect small children from bullies, but she was bullying Vanda. If anybody had to said to her, "Don't you think that is cruel way to treat Vanda?" She would haven't been very surprised. Cruel? Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Anybody would tell that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And what? She wasn't just an ordinary person. Else, why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. So I means the author also feels somebody should have been a well wisher of Peggy, and they should have checked her bullying Vanda. They should have told her that what you are doing is not correct. But everybody in the class, Peggy's friends, were afraid to lose her, that truth may hurt her, so they did not tell her, and she did it more. As for Maddie, This business of asking Vanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many this and that, she was bothering her. Maddie was poor herself. She usually wore somebody's hand me down clothes. So, what is hand me down clothes? Old clothes handed down by somebody else. So, Maddie, if she had looked at herself, would have never teased Vanda because she was wearing nice clothes, but her mother was working in some house. Those rich people used to give their children's old clothes to her, and she used to mend and repair the clothes and wear it. So those clothes were looking beautiful. So she was also sailing in the same boat as Vanda Petrunsky. Thank goodness she did not live upon Boggin Heights or have a funny name. Only blessing was her mother was somewhere working somewhere, so they were living in a very good house. But what do you call? She did not have a funny name, but she was poor. Sometimes, when Peggy was asking Vanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them round and saying nothing herself. So Maddie was feeling bad when Vanda was being bullied. Sometimes she would distract her attention by playing marbles. She was not enjoying the game Peggy was doing with Vanda. Not that she felt sorry for Vanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Vanda if Peggy hadn't invented the dress game. But suppose Peggy and all others start in on her next. So why was Maddie worried? She thought that if these people found out my parents work in some house, the clothes which I have worn are old clothes, but I have repaired them. They would start the same game with me also, like Vanda. She wasn't as poor as Vanda. Perhaps she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. So Maddie feels that Vanda should not say that she has 100 dresses. That is her fault. Still, she would not like for her to begin on her. So she did not want Peggy to play the same game. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Vanda Petronsky. So we come to the end of the first part. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not had to make fun of Vanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent mindedly. 8 times 8 is equal to, let me see, she wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note because she never would have the courage to speak out to Peggy to say, hey Peggy, let us stop asking Vanda how many dresses she has. So every time she was doing some work or academics or her homework, she was distracted. Maddie was distracted because every time she feels the helplessness on the face of Vanda when Peggy was asking her, how many dresses do you have? So today she was doing her maths homework, but suddenly Vanda came to her mind and she thought that let me write a letter to Peggy asking her to stop the 100 dresses game. Suddenly she paused and shuddered. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. So she thought of a good idea that I will write a letter to Peggy to stop all these things. But then suddenly, what did she see in her dream? That I am standing in the courtyard and all girls are making fun of me instead of Vanda Petrunsky. So she understood if she does that and breaks her friendship with Peggy, she will be the next target. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on. Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimmings so no one in the room 13 would recognize. Now the actual thing has come out. Maddie's mother works in Peggy's house, and all old dresses of Peggy was handed over to Maddie's mother. Maddie's mother, what would she do? She will buy some new lace or new buttons or some stitching and all she will do so that it does not look like Peggy's dress. So everybody has come to know that Maddie is also sailing in the same boat. She is poor. So at this point of time, I would like to say that usually some people are very good in the group of these people who do ragging, but they are afraid that they would become a victim or they would be targeted, so they simply join the group. They don't have the intentions to bully the person, but if they unfriend the person, what happens is that they become the next target. So to become safe, some people join this group. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Vanda. Oh well. Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. So Maddie did not want to take the risk to tell Peggy that you are wrong. She did not want to write a letter to Peggy that you are doing all these things are not correct. She thought that she may become the victim. So she drops the idea. Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the notes she had started. So she tears the letter which she wished to write to our Peggy. Why Peggy? She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Everybody loved Peggy, and it would be risk if she writes such letter, she will lose her friendship. Peggy would not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. So she thought that I will not tell Peggy anything that is better for me. As for Vanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Boggin Heights and stood alone in the schoolyard. And she feels why should she fight for Vanda? Vanda is a common girl who lives in Boggin Heights and she always enjoys her own company. So she does not want to tell Peggy anything. The only time she talked in the schoolyard was about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and she remembered another was brilliant jungle green with red sash. You would look like a Christmas tree in that, the girls had said in a pretended admiration. One thing that was appreciable about Vanda was that she had good imagination power. Her color sense was very high. See the combination she has made about the dresses, which looks like a Christmas tree. Whole green dress with a red sash. So the girls would say that you would look like a Christmas tree. So her color sense was very high and she was having a good creativity and imagination. I would like one of the cadet to speak about bullying and its impact. So we have Cadet Abhiram. Okay, Cadet Abhiram, please
Yes,
express
ma'am.
your
Good,
views.
af- good afternoon to everybody. So, ragging does not break the ice, it breaks lives, careers, and families. According to the textbook, ragging is a term used to describe the so called initiation ritual involving abuse and humiliation. It is known to give rise to low self esteem and post traumatic stress disorders in children. The victim may get scared of crowded places and avoid social contact. Victims suffer maximum in forms of depression, isolation, demoralization, and other detrimental effects. Ragging can demolish an individual. It breaks down one's courage, personality, and individuality from inside. Now, I want to make it clear that there is a fine line differentiating ragging and pranks fun. Ragging involves harassment, and pranks are lower on the scale. Pranks are more fun, with more or less no bad effects, sort of thing. In a bizarre news report, nearly 4 out of every 100 students in higher institutions claim to have experienced ragging. Why is this happening? Students feel a sense of superiority, you may say. Ragging is prevalent in many institutions in the world. While most places have firm laws against the act, with culprits being suspended or even expelled, many are yet to look into the matter. We have seen cases of suicide sparked by mental pressures caused by ragging. In the story The Hundred Dresses, too, we find a very minute degree of the same. I repeat, a very minute degree, termed as having fun with. Peggy instigates Wanda with the Hundred Dresses game, eventually leading to Wanda's family leaving the town. To sum up, I'd like to strongly oppose any kind of ragging anywhere in the world. Let us ensure our happiness and others' relief. I have a small poem kind of thing. He sits alone throughout the darkness. He doesn't utter a single word to anyone. He doesn't eat anything from dawn to dusk. Every time somebody touches him, all those incidents of ragging become fresh in his mind and he's pushed further into depression. Thank you very much.
A very beautiful quote. Just see the impact in that poem, which he has finally concluded. That person has become still and emotionless. He recalls the incidents, very harsh incidents must have happened with him when he's sitting on the bed and somebody touches him. So, ragging is bad at any cost. As Abhiram says, playing pranks with your classmates is a good thing. It's a good time pass. You get closer, you have fun, you share lovely moments together. But ragging is really bad. You should never rag a person and break down his personality. So we started the session telling you that Vanda was bullied by her classmates. There was a game called 100 Dresses Game. Every day, her classmates, especially Peggy, would ask her how many dresses she has, and she would reply confidently she had 100 dresses and 60 pairs of shoe. This way, she was trying to skip all those questions which they were asking her. But as a reader, when we see the description, we understand that Vanda was not very comfortable with all these questions. Her eyes used to become dull. She was tensed. So you have to feel that when you bully or rag somebody, that person undergoes lot of mental stress. So never do it. Then we come to know that by this incident, Maddie has become guilty conscious. There is Maddie, who is the best friend of Peggy. She is feeling guilty conscious because in heart of hearts she knows that bullying somebody every day is not good. She wants to tell Peggy that whatever is going on is not correct. But she cannot muster up the courage to tell Peggy what she was doing was incorrect because she herself was poor and she was wearing the old clothes of Peggy after repairing and mending it. And she feels that if she tells Peggy that she was or her behavior was inappropriate, she may become the next target. So she was afraid. That is why she never mustered up the courage. But she is guilty conscious and she knows that whatever is going on, that is not correct. Somebody, she wishes that somebody tells Peggy. We come to know that Peggy was also not a very a cruel girl. She used to save small children from bullying, but somehow she did not correct herself when she ragged or bullied Vanda Petronsky.